Hello and welcome to tcyonline.com. This presentation will describe how to frame good quality MCQs. Let us discuss some points to keep in mind before framing the question. Firstly, the objective of the question must be very clear in your mind. The question shall then be labeled as easy, moderate or hard depending on its level. Secondly, the question must be from within the prescribed syllabus of the relevant exam category. Thirdly, the level of the question must be as per the general level of the exam category for which it is being framed. As an example, the level of a question for CBSE class 10th cannot be the same as IIT JEE or class 12 CBSE for that matter. Now, let us look into broad categorization of MCQs. Multiple choice questions, or MCQs as they are more popularly known, will normally fall under two categories. First are the close-ended MCQs, which are also known as explanatory form or question form. The stem for such questions is a complete sentence. The second type of MCQs are open-ended MCQs, also known as completion form. The stem for such questions is an incomplete sentence that is completed by the answer options. This slide explains the concept of main idea. The main idea of the question should be in the question stem and not in the answer options. Let us go through the following example to better understand the point we are trying to make. The question: Rahim goes to a shop to buy candies. He pays rupees 10 to buy 5 candies. Choose the correct option. Option 1. The price of a candy is rupees 2. Option 2. The price of a candy is rupees 3. Option 3. The price of a candy is rupees 4. Option 4. The price of a candy is rupees 5. Now, the above question has been wrongly framed. Nowhere in the question is it mentioned what the test taker is to evaluate or calculate. Instead, the question should have been: Rahim goes to a shop to buy candies. If he pays rupees 10 to buy 5 candies, then the price of a candy is option 1 rupees 2, option 2 rupees 3, option 3 rupees 4, option 4 rupees 5. This slide emphasizes the delivery of complete information in the question stem. The directions and the information provided should be complete and should not be presumptuous. This becomes clearer with the following example. Question: Given that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EDF, then which of the following statements is true? Option 1. Angle A is equal to angle E. Option 2. Angle B is equal to angle E. Option 3. Angle C is equal to angle D. Option 4. Angle E is equal to angle F. Now, although the first choice may seem obvious, nowhere have we mentioned that the triangles are not isosceles or equilateral. So, the question is incomplete. For equilateral triangles, all the choices will hold true and the question becomes irrelevant. Instead, the question should have been given that two scalene triangles ABC and EDF are congruent to each other, and so on and so forth. This slide deals with redundancy of information. There should be no redundant information. The question stem should be as concise and direct as possible, having no information which is not necessary to solve it. Let us consider the following example. Question: Ram is Shyam's brother. Ram goes to a shop to buy candies. He pays rupees 10 and buys 5 candies. What is the price of a candy? This question should instead have been: if Ram has to pay rupees 10 to buy 5 candies, what is the price of a candy? Now, let us discuss the idea of distinct questions and options. All questions and options should be distinct and non-overlapping. Let us consider the following example. Question: A train traveling from Chandigarh to Delhi at a speed of about 100 km per hour takes about 2.5 hours. The distance between the two cities is about option 1, 30 to 80 km, option 2, 60 to 110 km, option 3, 225 to 275 km, option 4, 240 to 290 km. It is obvious in this question that all the options are overlapping and not distinct. This slide cautions against the repetitive use of words and phrases. The common expression must be in the question stem itself and should not be repeated in the options. Consider the following example. Question: Rahim goes to a shop to buy candies. If he pays rupees 10 to buy 5 candies, option 1, then the price of a candy is rupees 2. Option 2, then the price of a candy is rupees 3. Option 3, then the price of a candy is rupees 4. Option 4, then the price of a candy is rupees 5. Instead, the question should have been, Rahim goes to a shop to buy candies. If he pays rupees 10 to buy 5 candies, then the price of a candy is option 1 rupees 2, option 2 rupees 3, option 3 rupees 4, option 4 rupees 5. This slide is about credible and plausible answer options. That is, the information furnished should be realistic and believable. Let us look into the following example. Question: A train traveling from Chandigarh to Delhi at a speed of 100 km per hour takes 2.5 hours. The distance between the two cities is option 1 10 km, option 2 15 km, option 3 250 km, option 4 500 km. It can be concluded that options 1 and 2 do not seem plausible. This slide is about the universal nature of answer options. The answer options should be such that the correct answer always answers the question unconditionally and not just for a special case or set of conditions unless or otherwise specified. Similarly, the wrong choices should not be the right answer under a special case or set of conditions. This becomes clearer with the following example. Question: Given that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle EDF, then which of the following statements is true? Option 1, angle A is equal to angle E. Option 2, angle B is equal to angle E. Option 3, angle C is equal to angle D. Option 4, angle E is equal to angle F. Now, although the first choice may seem obvious, nowhere have we mentioned that the triangles are not isosceles or equilateral, in which case all other options also hold good. This slide explains the concept of uniformity. There should be some sort of uniformity among the answer options. If an answer option is a number, all the answer options should preferably be numbers. We cannot possibly compare parts with a whole or an individual with a group. The answer options should be homogeneous in content, length, and structure. There should be no 3-1 splits, that is, 3 positive options against 1 negative option and vice versa, or 3 singular answer options against 1 plural option and vice versa. Now, the next point is not to give any easy clues. Avoid absurd options, semantics, or grammatical instructions that could act as clues to the test taker. There should be no standout options, such as one relatively long option amongst the simple ones, one positive option amongst the negative ones, etc. The next point is the main theme. The answer options must be in the same vein as the question. For example, if the question stem sets up a comparison between two substances, the answer options must carry forward the comparison and should not talk about one substance only. Style: an overly casual or informal style should be avoided. Negative phrasing and words signifying emphasis. The answer option should normally also be worded positively. Where the negative phrasing is deemed necessary, the negative word, such as not, except, should be bold-faced. Avoidance of certain easy way out options. Options like all of these, none of these, cannot say should be avoided. There should always be 4 or 5 distinct choices for the test taker. Let us now discuss the very important point of logical distractors. Even the wrong choices should be carefully framed so that they are not made randomly or on an ad hoc basis, but should act as logical distractors to the test taker. They should be such that they cannot be straightaway eliminated, but only a test taker who has understood the question fully and can solve it confidently can then arrive at the right answer and then be able to select it out of the given options. Consider the following question. Question: A train traveling from Chandigarh to Delhi at a speed of 100 km per hour takes 2.5 hours. The distance between two cities is option 1 40 kilometers, option 2 100 kilometers, option 3 250 kilometers, option 4 500 kilometers. Let us now look into the reason why the options were chosen as such. Option 1 40 kilometers. Clearly 100 divided by 2.5 is equal to 40. Option 2 100 kilometers. This is straight away taken from the question stem. Option 3 250 kilometers. This is the actual and the correct answer. Option 4 500 kilometers. It is arrived at if the test taker took time for two-way journey as 2.5 hours by mistake. Now we shall discuss the sequencing of answer options. If the answer options are in terms of numbers only, such numbers ought to be put in a numerical order ascending or descending. Even in case of answer options using words, it might be desirable to give some sort of logical order to the answer options. Please refer to the given example to get a better understanding of things. Terms should be written out in full when they are first used, followed by an abbreviation in parentheses. The only exception could be very common abbreviations like IE, EG, etc. However, no contractions like that's, doesn't, can't should ordinarily be used. Use of units. SI unit should be used wherever possible. When a numeral precedes a unit, use the symbol for the unit, that is 2 cm, not 2 centimeters. Indicate the unit in singular, that is 2 cm, not 2 cms. It is preferable to use the unit in the answer options than only in the question stem. This slide explains the use of numbers. Generally, use words for 1 through 9 and numerals for 10 and above. However, Arabic numerals should be used whenever units are given. Example, 7 centimeter, or when numbers are used in a calculation or in a series. Do not use numbers to begin a sentence. A sentence should always begin with a word, including a number expressed in words. Definite amounts of money should normally be indicated in figures, that is, numerals. Lastly, the use of full stop. Answer options end with a full stop only if they are complete sentences. Use a stop at the end of all sentences containing words, but do not use if the sentence contains only numbers and symbols. Please go through the examples to get a better understanding of things. Okay, this concludes our session. We hope that this session proves to be useful and fruitful for you. Thank you.